Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to
Hello.
MCU Movie Madness. My name is Achilles. I am your host. I am joined down in that corner by the amazing,
Andy.
the wonderful Andy Controlla.
Hello, everybody.
What's
How's everybody
up?
doing today? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready to debate some movies.
Same. Now I see it. Okay. Now I know why you called me at the bottom corner.
Yeah, you're down there. What's up, Jay Z, Barbie, Caesar in the chat? For those of you that don't know, this is Andy. He is the co-host on Geek Elite Media,
Yes.
the podcast. Pitch This.
Yes.
What is Pitch This, Andy?
So pitch this is just what it is. I mean, we pitch movies. We pitch I think one of our upcoming pitches is what's gonna happen in Fast and the Furious 20. So me and Chris pitch what we think is gonna happen in Fast and the Furious 20. We've done how we think the Snyder Cut was gonna go. That was our very first episode. So we pitch. So we also love interacting with everybody. So if you guys give us pitches, we pitch them for you guys.
So you guys are gonna be able to see if you were right about the Snyder Cut.
Yes. Yeah. So Chris, he made his own version. He's way more smarter in comic books and everything. So I feel like he's gonna get it.
Is that the
But yeah,
first one you guys have will be able to compare to?
yeah, for sure. Because it's gonna come out in July,
Yeah,
we hope.
we hope.
So yeah.
Which,
So
let's
yeah,
not get it
that's gonna be
twisted,
fun.
is still a year away.
Yeah, I know. So I hope we're right in some aspects because I said I guess he's already winning because he said do it a 4-part event, and I said let's just do one big movie. So
Mhm.
I'm already wrong.
You already lost.
Yep,
We'll
already.
get to see the rest of it.
I know. So I'm excited.
All right. So, if you guys don't know how MCU Movie Madness works, that's fine because we don't either. We're just playing it by ear. We're doing it all on the fly. But basically, this is what I got so far. We're gonna go down this list of MCU movies. You see it right there on the screen. I've got them all up there. We're gonna mess with them. Basically, each of us is gonna get a minute to defend whatever movie we get. How we're gonna choose the most advanced technology we have of all time. We're gonna flip this coin. Andy, you want heads or tails?
Let's go heads.
Andy gets heads. So when we get to a new bracket, we'll flip the coin for the first movie. If it lands on heads, Andy will defend it. If it lands on tails, I will defend it. We'll each get a minute to defend that movie or whatever movie we get. And then after that, you guys are gonna get a minute to vote in chat. If you don't know how polls work on Twitch, it's you type in 1 in chat for the first option, type in 2 in chat for the second option, or you hit vote at the top of your Twitch chat screen. It'll be easy as heck. And by the end of this, we will have one movie to rule them all. I don't know why I'm still holding up this coin, but I was. So yeah. Other than that, you have any questions?
No, I'm excited. This is the first time I'm gonna do this.
This is the first time I'm gonna do this too. So if it doesn't work, don't kill me, chat. Cool, we got a bunch of people. I'm also really, really surprised by the variant amount of people, the variance in the brackets that we had submitted on Discord. If you didn't know, submit your bracket on Discord, and if anyone gets a perfect bracket, they'll get a gifted sub to this channel, where basically you can watch ad free because Twitch has this whole new ad thing now. So you probably get ads during this if you didn't, if you're not subscribed. But you also get emojis and everything. Speaking of, guess what got approved today, guys? I don't know if anybody has checked, but we got our first emoji approved. Look at little Fua. Look at little Fua trying not to laugh. You see it? Did it pop up?
It's super delayed, so that's why Twitch, you can be talking and then 5 minutes later you go back to Twitch okay, we're doing good.
You're like, I'm still talking. Ooh, Barbie's got emotes too. Those are dope. Animated emotes? Well, now I have to figure. Now I'm not the coolest person on the block. Thanks, Barbie. Hopefully my check arrived on time so I can win. Wait, what? So I was just talking to Andy about this because I don't think it's gonna happen. But I was like, I was telling Bree, I was like, man, if this blows up and a lot of people are getting perfect brackets, the only thing I have to do is rig this whole thing so that Iron Man 2 wins out in the first round. Because Garrett, like, and you guys are going to prove me wrong, just prove me wrong right now. But, like, if Iron Man 2 wins out in the first round, every bracket is busted. Easily. Done. But, yeah, you win. If you get a perfect bracket, you will get a sub. So, without further ado, our first matchup, right there in the left corner, we're going to go left down and then right down. Ant-Man versus Ant-Man and Wasp. Andy picked heads. I picked tails. So, who's defending Ant-Man? A million things I'm trying. Tails. I am defending Ant-Man.
Ooh.
Andy is defending Ant-Man and the Wasp. So,
okay.
we throw a minute up on the stopwatch. Gamer. Okay. Without further ado, welcome to MCU Movie Madness. Minute on the clock for Ant-Man. Go. So, you should pick Ant-Man over Ant-Man and the Wasp because Ant-Man obviously started the whole thing, but it's also a very well-told generational movie where, like, it's the first time our hero got something passed down to him just from seemingly no one he was related to or anything. Like, it's such a good redemption story of Scott Lang trying to be a better man, be a better person for his daughter, for his family. And this is harder than I thought it would be.
We should make it 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, 30 seconds might be better. But yeah, that's like Ant-Man 2 tries to do that, and I feel like it's just a rehash of what originally came. Don't get me wrong, it's more good, more of the good, but you can't really capture that first magic of the original Ant. All right, I got 7 seconds left. So, Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Andy, 1 minute on the clock. Go.
So I'm going to make it simple for everybody. Without Ant-Man 2, we would not have Endgame. We would not be able to save the whole Marvel universe because we have the quantum realm introduced in Ant-Man 2. We've heard about it, but this time we actually went into it. We have someone actually come out of the quantum realm and have powers from it. We know she has like a little bit of powers, and we can also cure people with the quantum realm. So I think right away, right there, you have also the Wasp, which are both two key characters, which are Ant-Man and the Wasp. So you have the original Avengers there now. So I think without these two characters, you just keep pushing the story forward. And of course, you have Paul Rudd again. but yeah, I mean, I just think that movie was great for that reason, the quantum realm, and then all the action that they had in that movie. I loved it. So how much time do I have?
Seconds.
Oh, nice.
You did really good. Yeah, so we're going to do up to a minute. Like, if you feel done, just cut it off. You did good. I did bad. So, chat, poll has started in the chat. What do you think the better movie is? Ant-Man or Ant-Man and the Wasp? Go ahead, scroll up to the chat, to the top of chat, and vote. Andy, we can vote too.
Oh, cool.
And honestly, I'm gonna wait till it's done. Tell everybody.
You know, when I was saying that, my heart was pounding. I was like, "Oh no, I don't want to seem stupid."
I like was going through it, and I was like, "Man, I haven't seen Ant-Man in a long time."
Same thing.
I definitely should have rewatched all these movies.
Yeah, I mean, you gave me a week, so I don't think I would have. Maybe, but that's not working and like staying home 24 hours a day.
A little bit more time in the chat to get your votes in. Remember, I think you can vote with 1 and 2 chat as well. I'm not sure.
I like that. I like that you can do the poll. Huh.
Yeah, when I figured that out, that's what gave me the idea for this. And it is done. 1 minute over, and I'm not gonna lie, I voted for you. You gave a far better explanation than I did. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
Ant-Man out of here. Boom. Next up is a very hotly contested one in the in the brackets. I feel. Black Panther and Doctor Strange.
Oof.
Yeah. So
Okay.
defending Doctor Strange will be Andy Conchola.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I was hoping for the easier one because. Okay, so just
1 minute on the clock. Ready?
wait. I go first. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. So the reason why Doctor Strange is a lot better than Black Panther is because you actually get another version of what I think is Tony Stark, which I love. They're both their origin stories because this guy was like a prick. This guy was not nice, and he was a doctor. He was like, "Oh, I'm the best, better than anybody," and then he got his hands broken. Then he got brought down to earth and was like, "No, I need to figure out a way to better myself." And of course, he goes to I forgot what it's called, but he goes there and then he gets the powers and he fixes his hands and he not only learns the magic faster than anyone has ever done, but he actually fights Dormammu like Dormammu, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's him. Yeah. And then he actually beats him because he puts him in a time loop. And no one's done that because, of course, Dr. Stephen Strange is the best at the power of magic. So I think that's the reason why. And then without him, he would have
Time.
never known. That was good.
That was a good minute. Your arguments are going to be far longer than mine. Like, I can already tell. All right. 1 minute for Black Panther. Here we go. Go. So, obviously, shout out, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. But we're going to just ignore that for now. Because Black Panther on its own is literally one of the best Marvel movies out there. I don't even care about this whole bracket right now. Like, if Black Panther went to the end and win, it would not surprise anyone. You've got Chadwick Boseman. You've got Michael B. Jordan. You got an insane cast full of people that are like just living their culture and heritage. And the amount, I don't know if anyone remembers the crazy cultural relevance of that movie when it came out. You couldn't go anywhere without saying Wakanda Forever. Like, it is just what it is because that movie was so damn good. No one will ever forget the line, bury me in the sea with my ancestors who knew it was better to die than serve in bondage. Like, it's just, that movie brings out so much in the culture that it would be impossible to overlook it.
Oh,
didn't even get to the plot of that movie.
nice.
Fine. All right, Doctor Strange, Black Panther. Here we go, guys. Go ahead and cast your votes in the chat. Which one? I'm going to try to vote with. Nope, 1 and 2 doesn't work. So, go ahead and vote.
Got it.
In the scroll up to the top of the chat and vote. 1 and 2 not work for me. So, bum 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 bum. We're getting through this pretty quick.
I know. I'm doing good.
Also, as we're going
I'm
through
trying
these
to go back
movies,
and
if you
forth
guys in
between
chat
the
have
votes.
anything to say about them, go ahead and throw them out so we have stuff to say while you guys are voting.
Yeah.
Go ahead and type out why you like
For
the movie,
sure.
why you don't like the movie. I'm all for hearing your guys' opinions too, because some of you, and you know who you are. Some of you need to defend your brackets. I'm not gonna throw out any names. I'm not gonna say that anyone put Incredible Hulk above Spider-Man: Far From Home or Spider-Man Homecoming. Jared, but
Ooh, called out.
defend yourself.
He's like,
Killmonger
we're
was the
getting there.
best
We're getting
compelling
there.
villain in all of MCU. Yeah, and I didn't even like fully get to Killmonger. But
Yeah.
hey, no surprise for me. Hey, 80%, 20%, Black Panther.
Yeah.
Strange.
I voted Black
Cross him
Panther.
right
I love that movie.
out. Now, Guardians. Guardians Volume 2. Poll. What's the first one on there? Guardians, right? Guardians 2.
Yeah, Guardian.
Guardians is the first one on. Here we go. Andy is head, Simon Taylor. Heads
Oh,
defends Guardians 1.
yeah. Okay, cool.
That's absolutely the one I wanted. All right, minute on the clock. Here we go. Andy, for Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1, go.
So the reason why this movie is the greatest is because it was an underdog. No one thought like, does that movie have a talking raccoon? Like nobody was gonna watch it. It came from like nothing. Like I think even the
Wait,
comic
hold
book
on.
started like
I think I
early
lost your
2000s.
microphone, Andy. Hear me?
Oh, hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
You sound like Buzzy. Try to unplug your microphone and plug back in.
Okay, hello. Oh, what about now?
Oh, you guys can hear it? Oh, maybe it's just me then. I can plug my stuff in.
Oh,
There it is. It was me. Sorry. I'll put another minute on the clock for you.
okay, okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So it was a big underdog. Nobody thought this movie was gonna do great. And of course, everybody was like, Chris Pratt, is that the guy from Parks and Rec? Like what? And then once you saw those six pack, you're like, Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec, man. Yeah. I mean, this movie was just like out of nowhere. Cause I even went into that movie thinking, what? I don't know anything about this movie. How are you gonna compare it to Iron Man, Thor, and all these other superheroes? You're gonna have a first team up? Like what already? So this movie, just from the plot, I mean, you gotta see them all come together. You see why Peter Quill is the exact person who he is, how he was human, and now he's with um, what are they called? The people up there,
Ravagers.
Ravagers, right? Okay, so and then you just gotta see the whole team come together. You saw Batista act like how he did, and I just think that movie was great. So I don't know how much time I have left, but
Eight
it was just a
seconds.
big underdog movie, and I think that's why you should vote for this movie. And yes, abs.
All the way down to the wire. Good. um,
I saw the comment and yes, abs.
all right. Guardians 2. Here we go. 1 minute on the clock. Go. You know what has more abs? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Let's be honest here. Like, Chris Pratt also beefed up for that movie. Who cares? That's not even what we're talking about. You know what's better than abs? Baby Groot. All right? Because Guardians of the Galaxy 2, you get a healthy dose of Baby Groot. He is in intro. The entire intro is him just dancing around during this gigantic space battle. Not only that, you get emotions, you get feelings, you get to know Chris Pratt's backstory, his dad, his mom, why they were in love, why they really weren't in love. I don't know if spoilers for Guardians 2. There's gonna be spoilers for all this stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you get more of a backstory on the Ravagers. And I forgot the dude's name, but he's Chris Pratt's surrogate dad. And he's like, I'm Mary Poppins, motherfucker. Like Guardians 2 is the movie. And I have 8 seconds, so I'm ending it there because I don't know what else to say. So, chat, Yondu. See?
Yondu.
Thank you for helping me out, Caesar. Abs in chat. Here we go. Starting the poll. Part 1 or volume. Made it that way because
I know. I feel like
I spelled Guardians wrong.
I feel like since we're doing it so fast, we just forget all the names to everything.
Yeah.
All the characters, all the other people. So
it's like, remember that one guy? He did that one thing. He was great.
he was blue and then he does that thing. Yeah.
If the chat is this stoked about abs, I'm gonna say abs for every single movie. You know why you should love The Incredible Hulk? Abs. It's got the most abs of every movie.
Ooh,
Birdie
you
Buster, I think you have
Buster
to.
that.
Yeah, I don't think the 1 and 2 is how it works. Thought it did. You just have to go and vote up at the to be there. Come on, how do you get the VIP? Winner, 80%, 20%. Part 1 of Guardians of the Galaxy. No surprise there. I voted part 1. All right. Another one that I could rig, but we're going to let this play out as it plays out. Thor versus Thor the Dark World. Heads, Andy defends Thor. Tails, I defend. Let's see.
What is it?
You see
Heads?
it?
Do I get Thor 1?
Andy gets Thor 1.
Yeah. Cool.
Minute on the clock. Go ahead. Thor 1.
So the reason why is abs again. No, I'm just kidding. For this one, because there was such a big buildup to, I think it was in Iron Man 2 when they finally found the hammer on the ground, and you're like, oh my god, are they gonna bring him in finally? And then of course we get him in, and then right here you actually see Thor in his transformation, where he's like this spoiled, like rich kid turned. I mean, he was a prince, so he got whatever he wants. He thinks he's the strongest person in the world. So then he gets brought down and he gets humbled by being a human. And then you also get Chris Hemsworth and his amazing accent, and you get him learning how to be human because, of course, he's not human. So um, you get um, you get that, you get all the action at the end because you get that big monster killer, the King Killer, because Loki actually takes over the throne. So and then you get just that brother conflict. You actually get to see Loki, and you get to see who's going to be the powerhouse villain leading into the Avengers, and I think that's why
Time.
Thor is good.
All right. Thor the Dark World. Minute on the clock. Go. We're just gonna stay here for a minute. Just kidding. So I really don't want to do this, but I have to. Thor the Dark World is a great movie because one, Christopher Eccleston's in it. He's a fantastic person, actor. But it's also the movie that we get to see Thor and Loki interact as brothers. It's what Loki starts his redemption arc for the rest of the Marvel series that led all the way up to Infinity War and his death. Now we're getting completely new Loki because that's how popular this character is. And it's really the first Marvel movie that you could feel that the audience really kind of influenced it, because Loki was never meant to be a good guy. Loki was never meant to last past Avengers, but he did because people loved Tom Hiddleston in that role so much. So Thor the Dark World is good because you got to control it and they didn't know what they were doing. 1 minute. Done. Not saying I defended it for him, but we did a minute. So the chat agrees with me.
That was really
but
good.
I'll start the poll. Let me know if you guys can see it. If you're watching on mobile, you probably I think you have to have like the chat open to see it.
Yeah,
but it should be right at the top.
I see it.
Chat. It says which is better. That was the quickest votes that I've seen. Like so many votes. Yeah. So many votes went off as soon as I posted that. Like, I don't even know if we need a minute for it.
That's hilarious.
Weapon X, are you on mobile or are you on
Me? Or did
no,
you say
somebody in
else?
chat.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's pretty much how I thought the voting was.
What was it? Yep.
Still like 10 seconds left. All right. Final 100% to 0. Thor. Thank you so much. And like I said, if I were going to rig this thing, that would be the one I would choose. Or Iron Man 2. But I think Iron Man 2 is actually a better movie. Let's just cross that out a million times. Is out of here. Next up, moving to the right side of the bracket. Which another one that personally I think would be easy rig, but I'm not so sure. Now that I looked at other people's brackets. Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Or no, sorry, Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, right?
I thought it was Iron Man. Yeah,
Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 is what it is, right? So, defending Iron Man 2, whoever has the honor. Me. One time I got a first movie, and it's the wrong one. So, minute on the clock, defending Iron Man 2. Here we go. If you don't think one of the most underserved villains in the whole MCU franchise is Justin Hammer, you are insane. Because he is fantastic in that role. And he comes from Iron Man 2. Also in Iron Man 2, we get a lot more of Tony's problems, if that makes sense. They were going to try to do the Demon in the Bottle arc, but they did it kind of more family friendly without the alcoholism. But basically, there's the party scene where he shows up super drunk. Like, let's be honest. He's being poisoned, he's losing his life, and he turns to alcoholism. But he can overcome that. Plus, it's the continuation to where we see Nick Fury. It's the first movie that we get Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Like, she shows up as this random secretary, and it becomes so much more. Pepper Potts gets so much more character development. That's where we learn who these characters are. Iron Man 2 is a good character study of who these people are. That's a minute.
Nice.
All right, Iron Man 1. Have to defend? Like, do you have to say anything?
Wait, Iron Man 1 or Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3, sorry.
Okay, I was like, wait, what?
I think it's the only one that the first movie got a buy on. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iron Man 1 or Iron Man 3. See, I'm still wrong. 1 minute on the clock. Go.
Okay, cool. So the reason why I feel like this one was great was because you actually saw Tony Stark and the psychological what he has to go to, the PTSD, what he had to go through after the Avengers. You see him actually have an anxiety attack, and he goes into his suit and he's like, Jarvis, check everything, check the heart, check the lungs, check the brain, because he doesn't know what's happening. Like, he doesn't understand. And then we also get that awesome scene where he's having a bad dream, and then you get Pepper Potts like getting attacked, getting held down by the Iron Man suit, and he has to like do the whole like hand thing and like make the suit like deactivate, because Iron Man's still like messed up. He's still like completely gone in there, or Tony Stark. And then of course you get the badass scene where they destroy his beautiful home. I mean, and then you get, I guess you get a version of the Mandarin, maybe not the correct version of the Mandarin, but you get a version of the Mandarin. And then you see the first time Pepper Potts puts on the suit, so maybe it's like a little Easter egg to what's coming in soon in the future.
Time.
Oof.
All right, in the chat, which one do you think is better? Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3? Vote has started. Solar Storm and Tony, welcome. The bracket should be there on the screen. Not, let me know. I don't have my pre up. We are getting the correct Mandarin eventually.
Yep. And what is it? Shang-Chi? No.
Shang-Chi. 10 Rings movie. I don't know. I forgot what the rest of it's called. Ooh, this one is neck and neck.
Is it?
Yeah, we're at 50-50 right now.
Ooh.
This is good.
Ooh, what happens if there's a tie? Because there's 10 people in here.
I mean, we obviously have the most advanced technology on the face. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Thank you, Caesar. Went through with everything. Oh, with what I consider an upset, and definitely breaks my bracket. Iron Man 2 over Iron Man 3. 57% to 43%. You guys.
That was close.
Surprised me. It was hanging in the whole time, too. Iron Man 3 out early.
Wow. Let's see.
Man, we're getting serious now. Because this next one is hotly contested as well.
This is good. Yep.
Homecoming and Far From Home, both Spider-Man movies. Heads, Andy defends Homecoming. Tails, I defend Homecoming. Tails, I defend Homecoming.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Minute on the clock. How do you not defend Homecoming, honestly? Like, it's the first time we got Tom Holland as a fully realized Peter Parker. He was in Civil War, but not to the extent he was here, obviously. Plus, we get Iron Man as that father figure that he never really had. We get a full movie of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, but as the more responsible Tony Stark. The Tony Stark that Captain America literally wanted him to be in Civil War. And this is just the entire culmination of that. you have an insane cast of Jon Favreau, Zendaya, forgot what Aunt May's name is, but she's there too, and she's great. Like, and it's such a breath of fresh air off of the past Spider-Man movies that we had that I think everyone just went into this with bated breath, and we're really taken aback by how good it was. Plus, the Vulture is a villain that, like, they dated all the way back to the original Avengers, tied it all in that.
Nice.
1 minute, done. All right. Far From Home. 1 minute, go.
So the reason I feel like the second one was a lot better than Homecoming was because you actually get to see the effects of a teenager going through what happened in Endgame. This is the final. It was phase 4, right? This was the final end to phase 4. This is what ended it all, technically. So you actually get to see, I guess, even at the beginning, you see everyone coming back, and you see that these people who have been there for 5 years are grown up. He has that really handsome guy. I forgot the one that's trying to date Zendaya, and then he's trying to take him away. But you actually get to see that, and then you get Mysterio, which I think is amazing character, and then you get that badass sequence of when they're in the tunnel, and then he has to fight him, and then you actually get zombie Iron Man. Like, when did we ever think we're gonna see zombie Iron Man? Like, I just think that whole sequence in itself, like, killed the whole movie. Like, I loved it. Like I remember getting up in my seat. I was like, oh, because that was my younger brother, and I remember seeing it from the animated movies. I mean, from the animated show. Like, you
Time.
see, oof.
All right. Homecoming, Far From Home. I feel like this is going to be a close one. Starting the poll in the chat now.
Yeah.
Solar says Tom Holland. Every girl is screaming their asses. Michael Keaton kills it as the Vulture. Zombie Iron Man is the scariest thing in my mind.
Yep.
Far From Home also closes the. Oh, I should probably.
Yep. You know, the crazy thing about Homecoming that I always thought was crazy is how is Venice still so beautiful after after everything that just happened?
They, yeah.
They
Homecoming,
rebuilt.
or Far From Home does really. Tied neck and neck, 3 votes and 3 votes.
Oof.
Nope, not neck and neck anymore. Get your votes in, people. A lot of people are saying they can't see it on mobile, which is weird. Andy, where are you seeing it on?
Yeah, I'm seeing it good. I'm able to vote.
It's just at the top of chat right there?
Yeah, look, so it's just right there.
Yeah.
Vote.
Just click that. Poll is ended. 57% to 43%. Homecoming beats out Far From Home. Just barely,
Nice.
though. I almost voted Far From Home, honestly.
Yeah.
Far From Home, gone. Boom. You can vote in
the
chat
next
if
one.
you're on mobile. Like, it should be on the top of the chat. If you're on desktop, it should be. Just click on which is better, and it'll pop up when we start the polls. There goes that one. Next up, the First Avenger versus Winter Soldier. This is a good one. All right. Heads is Andy for the First Avenger. Tails is me for the first. Tails. I'm getting all of them now. The first. Getting all the ones that, like, are opposite of my bracket. Not that I don't want. Both of these movies are good. But I'm definitely defending the ones that are opposite of my bracket. All right, minute on the clock. Go. The First Avenger, we meet Chris Evans as Captain America for the first time. And it's different than every other Marvel movie there is because it's a period piece. Like, say all you want about tones of Phase 1, but every movie in Phase 1 is a completely different movie. And this one is a war drama with sci-fi tones, yes, but it is a war drama to a T. It's got the loss of Bucky Barnes. Everyone knows he's coming back. It's got the love story, the just solidified Chris Evans as an A-star actor after every comic book movie nerd considered him to be Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four, which he played perfectly. But as soon as he steps out of that tube and he's just jacked to the freaking gills, abs in chat, because y'all know it's there. He is Captain America. There was no doubting in my mind after. Okay, this is it. This guy carries it.
Nice.
I'm for that. Winter Soldier. Andy, Conchola, 1 minute on the clock. Go.
So you were talking about a war movie. So this one is a straight up just spy movie. There's not enough, and there's not like too much action where you're just like, oh, okay, there's more and more action. This one has a great story. You actually find out that Hydra has been in Shield since the beginning, since they first started Shield. Hydra's been right there. So of course you get that. You get the dismember. It gets dismantled. Shield's gone because it was Hydra this whole time. You get the senators that they were Hydra agents. You get the badass scene where Winter Soldier catches the shield, and you know everybody gasped at that moment. You're like, oh my god, is this his equal? Like, and then I mean, everyone knew who it was, but if you didn't know who it was, you're like, oh my god, he's back, Bucky's back. And then so you also get another superhero introduced, which is Falcon. Then you actually get him going into like go and help soldiers with PTSD. You actually go and see their friendship and how they started with running first, and now they're superheroes together. So I think just in that, and then you get that elevator.
I'm surprised you didn't start with the scene.
I know.
I was waiting for it.
I was trying to end off with that.
All right, poll starting in chat. You got 1 minute. Vote Captain America the First Avenger or Captain America the Winter Soldier. Tony says Winter Soldier all day. Weapon X says no question. Caesar, Winter Soldier hands down. Not even close.
That movie's so great. I
Captain
mean, so
Dorito Bot.
Captain Dorito Body.
I'm not surprised at how this one is going, honestly, but y'all can't say you like abs for one movie and then don't like better abs for the other movie. Like, give me that at least.
Yeah, that scene where that scene where he finally comes out like all jacked. It's insane. Like I think they like even photoshopped him a little just to look a little bigger because he was huge.
I was at the SDCC 2010 Comic-Con when they showed off footage for Captain America. And
really?
I remember Chris Evans coming out to show it off. So that's the Comic-Con that they showed the whole Avengers lineup for the first time, but they were showing footage from Captain America Thor. And Chris Evans came out in like a button-up shirt. I have never seen a human being this jacked while wearing clothing. Like, this dude was straight up busting out of this shirt. It was insane. No surprise here, 100% to 0%. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, beats out First Avenger. Which is what I had in my bracket. My bracket is already buzzed. Winter Soldier knife flip was the best part. Just also
yeah.
Also, the Hydra reveal improved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you see an Iron Man 2 new light Congressman. Yeah. That was one of my favorite parts. Is S.H.I.E.L.D. really took that and ran with it. Next up, The Avengers versus Age of Ultron. Avengers 1, Avengers 2. Flipping our fantastic coin. Andy, defending the Avengers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Avengers 1. Minute on the clock. Go.
So, how can you not like the first Avengers? This is where everything comes together. This is what we have been working for since 2008 to 2012. All the heroes coming together. You actually get the new Hulk, which is Mark Ruffalo. You actually get to see his Bruce Banner, and then when he finally gets angry and he says, "That's my secret. I'm always angry." And then you get that badass like, which is great. But anyways, you get just the coming together. You see them that they don't like each other at first. You have that badass fight between Iron Man and Thor, and then Captain America comes in, and then you have just the whole conflict of everyone, and then they actually come together as a team. Then you get that whole camera circle one shot. That was great. And then you get Hulk smash. Like, okay, let's do this. So I just think when they took down the Chitauri, it was just perfect in every way. Like, of course, they did the whole trope, but it's okay because it's the Avengers and they got it all and they win in the end. So, how much time? Cool.
You're like spot on with these times. All right, Age of Ultron. Minute on the clock. If you've ever wanted to get inside these heroes' heads, that's what Age of Ultron is. Avengers may be this big, fantastic, cinematic set piece. Age of Ultron is this deep, very personalized character story about these characters. And it brings in one of the best additions to the MCU in Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. There's a reason everyone is excited for WandaVision, and that starts in this movie here. She is a powerhouse. She is this mysterious, just being in these movies. You also can't like James Spader as Ultron. Fantastic portrayal of that character. And it's the first place we get the Vision. Like Tony's crusade to protect the world starts here in terms of like putting a suit of armor around the world. That's what creates Ultron. Ultron is a villain of the Avengers' own creation, of them trying to not reactionary. All right. I'm not going to be surprised with this one. Starting poll in the chat. There you go. You got a minute. Caesar says Age of Ultron, but because I'm biased due to my wife, Elizabeth. Solarstrom says I was introduced to Marvel when I watched it. Storylyn 22 says I love Scarlet Witch, but the Avengers is such a better movie. I'm surprised you didn't go for the Hulk Thor fight.
Yeah, that's true. I completely forgot about that. And the helicarrier, that's true.
Yep. Avengers is a fantastic.
And then just Iron Man always making the villains. And then Age of Ultron, and you got Whiplash.
That's one of my favorite parts of Tony's like overall thing is like wants to put a suit around the world. He doesn't want to be reactionary. He wants to take out the like Minority Report kind of. He wants to take out the threats before they happen. Good, he would. And then eventually, like, we'll get to it in the next one. So winner 89% to 11%, The Avengers.
Wow.
No surprise.
How surprising.
Why?
Really? I was pretty I don't know. I just thought some people would really like Age of Ultron. I mean it was a great movie too. Oof. I'm not excited for the next one though.
Hot take, the best version of Pietro. Oh. And Josh just watched all of the X-Men movies, so I trust his hot take here. Weapon X says I voted Avengers, but man, I really think Ultron is super.
Yeah.
I think Ultron is underrated. But you know what? Two movies do get a lot of love. Probably the most love out of this whole bracket. Infinity War and Endgame. This is the one that I've been waiting for. Why I put it at the bottom of the bracket. So defending Infinity War will be Andy Conchola.
Oof. Okay. Cool.
1 minute on the clock. Go.
So the reason why this one's great is because of the ending. No movie, I think, in our generation has just ended in such a sad note, and you know it's going to continue, and it just says the end. Like, after that snap, you see, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Like, my gosh, you know, I'm not the only one that shed a tear during that moment, man. Like, it just the whole movie leading up to that, you're like, are they going to win? They have to win, right? This is an Avengers movie. They won every single time. But nope. What they did with this movie, the Russos did was destroy you to just bring you back later, but they destroyed you with the ending. They took away all your favorite characters, and then you're like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? And I'm pretty sure if you don't know comic books and you're just a moviegoer, you were super surprised about what happened, and then you actually get all those scenes, and then you get oh my god, what's my favorite scene? Because there's so many favorite scenes. When fine, I'll bring when Thanos.
All right. 1 minute. Avengers Endgame. Let's go. Avengers Endgame isn't just the culmination of the MCU. It's the culmination of all these characters, the arcs of the whole thing. Like when you see Tony malnourished, realizing that he failed to create what he wanted to the entire time. He wanted to protect the world, create a suit of armor around the world, and he didn't. And they failed. And they have to rebuild their lives. And you know what else Avengers Endgame does? That, like Andy just mentioned for Infinity War, it's the first movie to flip the script on you. The villain dies in the first 10 minutes of this movie. They're like, we found him, let's go kill him, and they kill him. The Avengers murder Thanos, and it does not make them feel better. they have to go through 5 years. They have to rebuild their lives, and some of them do. Tony gets a daughter, for Christ's sakes, but he gives that up. He sacrifices it because he knows the world needs to be better than it is. He sacrifices himself to make that happen. Endgame, like, I didn't even have to mention portals for you to realize. I was getting choked up.
There's so much to talk about these two movies, huh?
There is. Guys, let us know. Starting the poll in the
this
chat.
One's hard.
1 minute. Endgame or
This one's
Infinity
hard.
War? Who you voting?
Wait, Sir Solar Storm. Black Panther was snapped.
Yeah, he did get snapped.
He was snapped. Yeah.
Or did go for the head.
I was
That's
like, right?
true too. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good became a meme. And he did a really good Mr. Stark, I don't.
Oh, dude, that killed me. This I can't get it out of my head.
Weapon X said, "You're a monster for putting it on the same side of the bracket. This should be the final."
I know.
That is why it's here. This is
Oh.
yeah. Everybody, you got that end of the bracket or the end of the first round all the time. If anybody, like, I've realized I didn't explain this, but if anybody's looking at the bracket, the first part we went through was generational heroes that got passed down. The mantles passed down. The bottom is Cosmo here. The top right is Science Bros, and the bottom right is just the good old fashioned Avenging. Endgame just for Avengers.
Oh my god!
The portals the scene. Ladies and gentlemen,
What happened?
Infinity War and Endgame have a tie. Which is surprising because I did not expect this to happen for any of these. But, so, what we're going to do...
you can't flip a coin on these
I joked
two movies?
before that we were going to flip a coin. That's not what's going to happen.
Okay.
What we're going to do is Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War are both going to move to the next round on Avengers in a 3-way.
Really?
And we will do it from there. And when we get to that part of the bracket, we'll do a special kind of defending back. So, there is your bracket for round
That's so
one.
Insane.
I did not expect that to happen at all. So that's really cool. This is definitely a pick your favorite child type of. Yeah, for sure. That's your bracket for round one. Andy, do you need to take a break at all?
I'm good. Let's go. I'm excited.
Cool. Going into round two. So, shout out Fu was in chat. Going into round two. So, you already heard us defend all these movies. This is a pretty fun semifinals. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
First up, Ant-Man and the Wasp versus the Black Panther. Let me flip this to figure out. Actually, let's flip the script. For this one, we're going to just straight bury whichever movie we get. We're not going to defend it at all. So whoever gets Ant-Man and the Wasp, just completely shit on Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh.
Whoever gets Black Panther, completely shit on Black Panther. We're pointing out the flaws of these movies. You already know the pluses. You heard us defend them. Yeah. So who is taking it?
Wait, so
Wait, to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Is this for the rest of it or just for this one?
Just for this round. This whole bracket is going to be this.
Oh.
Tails. Taking out Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, no.
Which I was praying would happen for this round.
You're so...
okay. 1 minute on the clock. Go. Ant-Man and the Wasp is the exact same movie as Ant-Man. Like, it's daunting how they just saw, oh, this was popular. Let's just do it again. Paul Rudd is enough to do it again. Great. That's fantastic. Who's the villain for Ant-Man and the Wasp 2? Do you remember? I don't remember. No idea. You can tell me 100 times. She never shows up again. They never talk about her again. Do you know why she had that suit? Or, like, Ant-Man and the Wasp was just, like, it was a very good time to see all your favorite characters again but that's about it. Like it's like your favorite characters go and hang out in a house for 10, like it's Big Brother. Like there's Ant-Man and the Wasp doesn't matter. Besides, they just needed a reason for the Avengers to travel back in time in Endgame. That was it. That was the whole plot point of that movie. All right, that was my time. Andy, are you ready to take it to Black Panther?
No, I'm not.
Here we go. 1 minute on the clock. Go.
Oh, this movie moved really slow at times. It didn't though. It was so good. Um, there's Ulysses Claw. I mean, they try to build him up as a huge character, but they kill him off like in the first like 30 minutes because of course Killmonger doesn't like him and he wants to take him to go back to Wakanda. So how stupid is that? Uh also
You don't have to use your
they're
full 30 seconds.
the CGI it's really good. That's it. That's all I got.
With 14 seconds left, Andy giving up on taking out Black Panther. All right, chat. So we may have shit all over these movies. Tried to. Andy did not. But you are still going to be voting for which movie you think is better, okay? So, starting the poll in chat right now. Which movie do you think is better? Ant-Man and the Wasp or Black?
If y'all need criticism, I got you.
CGI was kind of off for me. The off at times. Storytelling could have been better. I agree. The CGI during the fight, the final fight is super weird.
At the fight, yeah. There you go.
Joss Whedon says so too. The guy at the end. Wakanda forever in the chat. Ghost, you're right. Ghost was the main bad guy.
I thought it was. I don't know why I kept thinking prototype. I mean, I just pulled that out. Somewhere.
I was when I started saying that, I couldn't remember the original Ant-Man villain for part 1, and then I realized it's Yellow Jack. But when I was saying it, I was like, Ant-Man 1's villain is I don't know, but like, oh yeah, we're talking about Ant-Man 2. This one, not surprising at all. 100% to Black Panther.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever. T'Challa moves on to his semi. Next up, Captain Marvel, Guardians Volume 2.
Versus what? Guardians Volume 2? Sorry, cut off a little.
Captain Marvel versus Guardians Volume 2.
Cool.
Flipping it. Who is taking out Captain Marvel? That would be me. I'm taking out Captain Marvel. Oh, I have to think about this one. Especially because we didn't defend Captain Marvel. Man.
I know.
All right, 1 minute on the clock. Taking out Captain Marvel. Here we go. Captain Marvel. I didn't personally identify for obvious reasons. And I think a lot of the audience didn't identify with it, which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, it was the worst thing I can say about Captain Marvel. It was a Phase 1 movie in Phase 4. Like it just felt like those earlier movies, like Thor, like the first Avenger. Just got that and it wasn't even just that it was an origin story. It was that it was a very by the numbers origin story. The protagonist, the thing she believed in, the people she believed in and trusted, guess what? They were lying to her the entire time. We've seen it before. We've seen it a million times. And we've seen it in this universe over and over again. And that is probably the worst sin Captain Marvel committed, was just being in the wrong place. This movie came after Infinity War. That was harder than I thought it would be. Okay. Andy, 1 minute. Guardians Volume 2, go.
So for this one, I just felt like it was a little boring. I mean, like I do love Baby Groot. I get it. But they just tried so hard to push it on you. They're like, hey, look, Baby Groot. Hey, look, Baby Groot. And I just feel like I get it, he's cute, but we don't need that much of him. Like this story, like I also felt like it was very slow moving. And like that whole well, I'll go back to the beginning. Like all this action is happening and they did it like multiple times, but they're focusing on one thing. Like the action is they're fighting in the background, but they're focusing on like this thing in the front, which I'm like, come on, guys. Like the first one, you actually focus on the action, but like I said, they just kept trying to push Baby Groot to you. They're trying to shove it down your throat, and I'm just like, come on, I want to see like the action. I want to see what the stories is it putting getting pushed along. And I didn't know he had powers, Peter Quill, but I just felt like it was more out of left field. Like, oh yeah, his dad is a powerful
Time.
being. Like,
All right, like I said before, you guys are voting for which movie is better in chat. So, starting the poll, you got 1 minute. Tell me, do you like Captain Marvel better or Guardians Volume 2?
I completely agree with you on Captain Marvel.
Which
Like, this
part?
is a movie that was like that. It was like 5 years too late.
Yeah, it was just in the wrong place. And like I get why it was there
Mhm.
because that's like they needed her for Endgame, but it was just very shoehorned in to the timeline of where
Mhm.
it was. If we would have got it in phase 1 or 2, great movie.
Mhm.
Tony says, honestly, my
Oof.
least favorite MCU movie. Brie
Which
Larson's
one?
acting fell flat. Wasn't a believable hero for me. They also made the main victims make sense. Responsible.
Ooh.
So Sweezy says, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 felt like a B-side, and that's why it wins.
Do you think they tried too hard to push Captain Marvel?
I think for the place she was, didn't make sense. Like people were ready for Endgame. People were ready for the finale, and they were like, "Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, she's here, and she's gonna come in Endgame. Don't worry about it. Like act like she was here
Yep.
the whole time." But coming
Yeah.
in 67% to 33%, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 beating out Captain Marvel.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Captain Marvel, we didn't get to defend because there are a lot of good. Next up.
I hate it here.
I'm sorry, Barbie. I know. Next up. Not Guardians. Just did that. Thor 1 versus Thor Ragnarok. So who is taking out
Ooh.
Thor 1? Thor 1 is going to be taken out by
Okay, that's fine.
I'm getting the worst picks for this.
Yeah.
All right. Thor 1. Let's go. 1 minute on the clock. Go.
You know you were bored watching the first Thor. Like it wasn't anything exciting. Like honestly, if it wasn't for the future movies, the third one, you would have stopped caring about Thor a long time ago. Like that whole I like yes, I do like Chris Hemsworth as Thor and I think he's perfect for it, but it's like the story around him just wasn't great. Like it was just your average like, oh, he lost his powers. Oh, he needs to get his powers back. Oh, he's going to get killed, but once he gets killed, there he has his powers. He's back. So I just like it was your typical movie. I mean, even like uh what is it? Even Captain Marvel, like she had her powers and she doesn't know why and she's trying to figure it out. This guy was just like, no, I'm the best. Like I should be able to have all these powers. And yeah, that's it.
You had 3 seconds left, so good. All right. 1 minute. Why does Thor Ragnarok suck? Here we go.
Oof. Good luck.
So people just didn't like the first 2 Thors. A small majority or small minority of people didn't like the first 2 Thors. So guess what? We're just gonna turn it into Guardians of the Galaxy. Are you kidding me? We're gonna make Hulk a little bitch for half the movie. Like he's the champion of what? Slavery. He's the champion of slavery. That's what he is. Like, sure, let's make Thor Spartacus and turn it into this. Good characters, sure. Fun movie, great, but it's not Thor. What made the MCU so special in the first couple years was that every movie had a different tone. And Thor was like, our tone's not working. Let's just jack Guardians of the Galaxy tone. Let's make this a fun space romp. And and then you're just gonna kick out Natalie Portman and mention her on the side and be like, "Oh, great," but like, that character was growing. We were learning things about that character. She was being indoctrinated into this world of Thor, and now she's just on.
Nice.
1 minute. Man, I always do my argument and then look at the chat and I'm like, man, these are way better arguments than mine.
Yeah, no, they're great.
All
They're
right,
really
1 minute
good.
in the chat. Which movie do you like better, Thor or Thor Ragnarok? First Thor was not boring.
I did. I didn't like it. I I think it's my least favorite one. Oh, the second one is my least favorite one.
Solar Storm said Hulk, the champion of the brats. Thor 3 also shits on Planet Hulk.
Yep, it does.
At the time, I agree with this. Just Weezy says, at the time, Thor was exciting. Tony says Thor 3 was a hard attempt at a comedy and ruined the Planet Hulk storyline and made Thor more of a frat boy than a god.
Yeah.
Ooh, hitting hard. I should have thought of that one. Frat boy Thor.
But
I like that take.
honestly, I'm so glad that they rebooted him.
After the Dark World, yes. I liked the vibe of Thor 1, but
Yeah.
the Dark World, like, messed it up. And most of you think so as well, because 86% to 14% votes Ragnarok above Thor.
Yeah, I agree.
Thor out. Moving to the right side, we're getting Iron Man versus Iron Man 2. I'm so surprised you guys through to the next round. Let's see if it gets past us just obliterating it. So, who is taking out Iron Man? That would be Andy. Go ahead. 1 minute. Go.
No. So this movie, Iron Man, nobody liked it. Tom Cruise should have been Iron Man because that's who they originally casted for Iron Man. I'm putting that out there because I'm the biggest Tom Cruise fan. So if Tom Cruise was there, it would have been so much better. Everyone's gonna hate me now. People are gonna hate me in the chat. Um, no, this movie, it's just I guess this is the first time that we saw the trope of, oh, here's another guy in another suit, like, and then just like we keep seeing in the next, like we saw it in Black Panther, oh, here's another guy with the same suit as me. So I mean, everyone just thought, what's his name? The big, what's his Obadiah Stane,
Stane.
whatever. Yeah, it's just another your usual bad guy. I think he was jealous of him, of the power that he had, and then he doesn't think that this bratty kid should get it. So he's just like, oh well, I'll do it myself. Like it's just your usual
Time.
like villain.
All right. The movie I just defended in the first round. Tear apart now. All right, here we go. 1 minute, Iron Man 2. What kind of shit movie gets pushed through to the second round like Iron Man 2? Are you kidding me? Do you not remember the greatness that was Terrence Howard in Iron Man 1 being like, next time, baby? And then you replace him with Don Cheadle because he asked for more money? Terrence Howard should have been War Machine in Iron Man 2. Right off the bat. That's the first problem. The second problem is that Iron Man 2 is an absolute mess of a movie. Mickey Rourke as Whiplash makes zero sense to anything. They wanted a character that Tony created to be the villain. They wanted somebody to catch up to him. But also, Mickey Rourke is not the smart, fantastic person. He's like a scientist's son that like is just like, oh, I recreated this super advanced technology that my dad helped create. Sure, great. Makes zero sense. Also, Tony discovered like vibranium. Just say it's vibranium. Time. All right. Which movie do you guys
That's the
think is
most
better?
passionate I've seen you.
I'm so mad at the chat right now. Which movie do you guys think is
they're
better,
gonna pick it
Iron
too.
Man or Iron Man 2? Because I specifically mentioned when we started the stream that if I
Uh-huh.
wanted to rig this, I would push Iron Man 2 to the second round.
Yeah, look at the voting. Tom Cruise
33%
as
of you.
Iron Man would have been.
Three of
It
you are
would have been
dead to
great,
me
right,
right
Dylan?
now. I don't disagree with you. That would have been fun. And that would have been fun in Iron Man 1. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Iron Man 2,
But
3, and everything else, I do not want to see Iron Man or Tom Cruise as like Tom Holland's fake dad. Just Weezy said Iron Man 2 and 3 should have been a tie. I hadn't found the voting yet.
the only thing that I wasn't excited if Tom Cruise would have been Iron Man was it wasn't a Marvel Studios movie. I forgot who it was supposed to be. It was like MGM or something.
Paramount.
Paramount? Oh, okay, there
Paramount
you go.
Back in the
Yeah.
day. All right. Y'all redeem yourself. 63% voted Iron Man. 38% of you are dead to me. Voting Iron Man 2. Iron Man moves on to the next round. Next up, we've got Homecoming versus The Incredible Hulk. Edward Norton's So, taking out Homecoming will be me. Great.
Ooh, nice.
I'm getting the shit end of these arguments here. All right. I can't even, I'm stalling because I can't even think of it. Taking out Homecoming. Here we go. Why did you need to make another Iron Man movie with Spider-Man as a side character? like Spider-Man is such a great character on his own, especially high school Spider-Man. There is an abundance of source material to go off of that you could have taken from. But what you did is you took, in comic book, Spider-Man from Civil War and threw him into a 16-year-old's body, which doesn't work as well as you think it does. Because Spider-Man, as a kid, didn't need a Tony Stark. He needed an idea of Uncle Ben, which they never once actually show that scene. And I know we've seen it a million times, but we've never seen it from Tom Holland's perspective, which I feel would have gone a long way in knowing who this character is. Because that is the story of Spider-Man. Like, if I have to watch Captain Marvel's origin story 10 years after origin story stopped being told, why can't I see Spider-Man's? Like, why can't I see the MCU version of Spider-Man's origins? Even just in a flashback, even in the first 5 minutes, we needed that. Man, I just picked one thing and ran with it. All right. Incredible Hulk. Andy, what don't you like about it? Go.
So, this is an Incredible Hulk movie where it focuses on Bruce Banner. Why? I think he turned into the Hulk 2 times, 3 times, if that. Like, it's like, why? Like, I get it. Edward Norton's an amazing actor. They gave Edward Norton too much power over a comic book movie. I'm more than positive he's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but I'm more than positive he didn't read as much comic books to know that who the Hulk actually is. Like, he read all the comic books and he just skipped over the Hulk parts and was like, "Oh, Bruce Banner's pretty smart. Like, yeah, I can do this." But he was just like, "I don't want to be the Hulk. Like, I don't want to be in the motion capture suit." For me, I think this is the worst the Hulk has looked, which people are gonna attack me in the chat, but because I just think it got a lot better with Mark Ruffalo. Yes, he did a good Bruce Banner, but horrible Hulk. They could have done better. That's it.
Time. All right, chat. Which movie do you think is better, Homecoming or The Incredible Hulk? Just Weezy said, Hercules pulling these disses out of his butt is fun. Yeah, I'm trying. Trust me. I'm very much trying. Incredible Hulk was so underrated. Best Hulk we've gotten so far, Tony said. Just Weezy says, Andy's explanation starting out is why it's the best movie. He says, Edward Norton was difficult to work with, which is what they said. Why they replaced him.
Yep.
Tony says, because it was an origin story done right, Andy. Banner is very important. Hulk. This is what I wanted with this round. Was to us just talk out of our ass, and you guys get very mad at us.
Mm-hmm. I just how many times did he turn into the Hulk? There's the factory scene. It's 3, right? Because there's the factory scene, the scene outside the college, and then the end with Abomination. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and the whole factory scene is just him in the shadows, right? Like, it's not even like,
hey, you're done. You're done.
You don't really
can't
see
shut
him
on the Hulk anymore. We're done.
I'm so mad.
71% to 29%. Homecoming edging out The Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk. Toss him out. All right. Boys and girls, everybody, chat. We're getting into the nitty freaking gritty of it. Civil War versus the Winter Soldier. I don't know how I'm going to shit on either of these movies, but I have to figure out one. So, who is shitting on Captain America Civil War? Andy.
I knew it. Okay.
I'm jealous of you, but also not jealous of you. Here you go. 1 minute on the clock.
I haven't seen this one in forever, so
Go.
okay. So the reason why this movie sucks is because they killed Crossbones right at the beginning when, if you've read the comic books, he is a very integral part to the comic books. So they shouldn't have done that. So um they really try to push Baron Zemo on you when he should have been such a bigger part of it, but he was more in the shadows. Like, and they should have also focused on the fight, the big fight of like Captain America and Iron Man. I'm really having a hard time here. I love this fucking movie. I guess they. I'm just glad that they didn't have a Martha part. Oh, crazy. The oh, well, no. uh mm, yeah, that parts were pretty cool.
Time.
I couldn't. I was like, what didn't I like, man? Like, I'm
All
pretty
right.
sure we'll talk about it after.
Taking down Winter Soldier. Here we go. My biggest complaint about Winter Soldier is that it should not have been the second Captain America. It needed a lot more buildup. I think S.H.I.E.L.D. got demolished in the MCU far too quickly. There was a lot more you could have done with S.H.I.E.L.D. You could have shown the side of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's bad, because everybody knows, like, having that much government oversight over heroes turns out to be a bad thing. Comics turns out that there's a lot of darkness to S.H.I.E.L.D. that we didn't get to see, and I feel like this movie just takes it and blames it. Oh, it was all just Hydra. Like, Hydra was the bad parts of S.H.I.E.L.D., which isn't true. Like, Nick Fury has ulterior motives that are bad, and so I think that the Winter Soldier just was a movie that happened way too soon. We talk about Captain Marvel happening 5 years too soon or too late. Winter Soldier happened 5 years too early. That's all I have. I had 4 seconds left. I couldn't do it.
That was good.
All right. Which movie is better, Civil War or Winter Soldier, chat? Got a minute to vote. Tony says, let me help you out, Andy. The movie tried to pull off a major storyline in one movie with not even the smallest fraction of actual heroes in it. Tried to do too much in light of a
Yeah,
Weezy
he was
says
good.
Civil War,
Yeah, you're right.
not Civil War. These are Hail Hydra.
El Hydra.
Solar Storm says Winter Soldier. I keep forgetting to vote. Not too much. Boom boom. What were you gonna say when before I started?
Oh, no, just what did you have to say about Civil War?
To bash it?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that wouldn't be comparing it to the.
Yeah.
Because like if I wanted to stay away from that take, but you can't with Civil War. Like that's Civil War.
Yeah.
It's not like the perfect movie, but like it gave people what they wanted. It is what it is. But
yeah,
not enough of what they wanted, because 63% to 38% voted Winter Soldier over Civil War. So Soldier advanced next round. Next up, the three-way.
No.
The three-way, guys. Because you did it. You made this poll so freaking hard. It's the Avengers. Sorry, I'm typing it in because we're going to do this one a little different. It's the Avengers versus Infinity War versus Endgame. All right.
So how are we
So
gonna do this?
there are three different movies, obviously. So this coin not going to work so well. So we're going to throw that to the side. This one is going to be All Out. Okay? So I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. And we're just going to talk about these movies and what we loved about each one. And if I say something and you think another movie did it better, or you just go off into that tangent. Okay? So
Wait,
here we
so
go.
we're shitting on him, or we're saying all positives?
We're doing everything for these
Got it.
because I don't know how we can shit on these movies.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Let's shit on these movies. That's what this round's about. That's what this round's about. Let's shit on the Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. 2 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Go for it. Start out.
So why were they so cartoony in the first Avengers? Like Captain America's like whole uniform, like that. I get it, straight from the comic books, but
They try to stick to the comic books too much on the uniforms on the
yeah, exactly.
a lot. Infinity War is a very disjointed movie. Like it's three movies happening in one. There's so much offshoots of like Thor's getting his hammer back and all comes together at the end, but not soon enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And they lied to us in the whole trailers. Like you saw Hulk running in Wakanda. Like, did you really need to lie to us that much? You can't trust them anymore. But
Yep.
um, this is gonna kill me but did Endgame really have to be that long?
Endgame is a long ass movie. Endgame also is not a good movie on its own without the 20 movies before it. It doesn't make it obviously doesn't make sense like if you haven't seen any of those movies. But I feel like they relied too much on like, oh, I remember that person. Oh, that guy. Oh, this plot point. Because without it, Endgame doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
while Endgame is the culmination of everything, it's not a movie that stands alone, which is what this whole tournament is about.
Yeah, and then the Avengers, like they played it off like a Power Ranger episode where the whole time there's like a story, and then the last like 10 minutes they all get together and
Get the
they,
Megazords.
yeah,
Big
exactly. They
blow
turn
off.
into, yeah, like it's like you wanted more Avengers working together. Like, yeah, all the fighting, it's cool, but
The Avengers
you
is
wanted
too
to see
happy
it.
go lucky for me. Like it's all one big like, isn't it cool to see all these people together for the first time?
Yeah.
And Infinity War sucks. That's all I have to say.
How much?
We didn't shit on Infinity War enough. Time. All right, chat. Don't do this to me again. You got three choices. Please
Wow,
vote which you think is the better movie: The Avengers, Infinity War, or Endgame. Got a minute
this is gonna be
on the
good.
clock.
How many people do we have?
Now, we got a lot.
Yeah.
15 people. So
Okay.
we can get another tie again.
We
If people
can.
vote
That's why I'm
5,
like
5, and 5. And I swear, if Endgame and Infinity War get another tie again, we will flip a coin. So do not make it happen. Just because it says worst part of Endgame is the credits.
Really?
Yeah, it's sad when it. But those credits are also really good
Oh,
looking credits, so you're wrong.
yeah. I was like, I thought he was shitting on them, but no, I see what you mean.
What would be the worst part of Rip? No one voted for the first movie. The Avengers sits at 0% right now. Winner, 57% to 43. You guys almost did it to me again.
Oof.
Avengers Endgame goes on to the next round.
Endgame. Wow, nice.
Infinity War dies where it stands. Snapped out of existence. This is what the bracket looks like. We're talking
Like
black.
this is just gonna get harder.
It is. Oh, did I not cross out Guardians of Ragnarok? One Guardians of Ragnarok.
Ragnarok? No.
Back in the
I
poll.
think
Chat, help me out.
Tell us.
Tell us. I think Ragnarok. I think it was kind of obvious. All right, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh.
Oh no, wait.
Are we? We're not doing the same thing, right?
Guardians of the Galaxy 1. No, Volume 2 definitely won. So it's. I feel like we're missing. We do this wrong? So it's Iron Man versus Homecoming. It's Winter Soldier versus Endgame. Black Panther. Oh, I guess it's Black Panther versus Ragnarok. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Definitely should have just drawn a line. So,
Dang, Black
oh,
Panther and
it's because this didn't have a first round. That makes sense.
oh, okay,
So,
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That's what it was. Yeah, so we still have Guardians versus 2. Black Panther basically gets a bye this round in semifinals already.
Wait, so which ones are we doing?
So right now it's Guardians versus Ragnarok. Guardians 2 versus Ragnarok.
Oof. Okay.
So we'll back to defending the movies. Yeah, back to defending the movies. Guardians versus Ragnarok. Let's see who gets Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Andy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Cool.
So, minute on the clock. Go ahead.
So the reason why this movie is better than Ragnarok is because of Baby Groot. Just no, I just really like the whole aspect of not only I love the part with Nebula and Gamora. I like that they're actually coming together. It turns into two villains that were actually like really evil that helped Thanos pretty much conquer. But then they turn together, and then she tries to convince her sister, like, "Come on, like this isn't what we want. Like Gamora's already been good, so Nebula is like trying to kill her. So he's like, come on, like come with us. Like you don't need to do that anymore. Like we're doing something good. We've already saved this planet. Like come on, like be my sister." Like they pretty much grew up together and they fought and everything. So I think that aspect of just coming together, and then they also get I got really shocked at the dad
All
because
right,
he
time.
destroyed everyone.
I just had an idea for this round. Sorry. I'm going to have you go again.
Okay.
For this round, we are talking about villains.
Oh, okay.
So we purely talk about the villains of each movie. You guys are still going to be basing it on which movie is better, but me and Andy specifically are going to be talking about the villain. So, defending the villain for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume. 1 minute back on the clock.
I wait, hold on. Who's the villain?
Peter
I
Quill's
guess
dad.
technically. Okay, so I was gonna say
Ego.
because I okay, okay, I'm good.
Go ahead.
So you find out that at the very beginning, the very first movie of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you find out Peter Quill's mom dies of cancer. So you're like, okay, well that's sad. She dies of cancer. But then you find out that the real reason why she got cancer and why she really died is because of Peter Quill's dad, which is already like emotionally scarring for him because he thinks about it till this day. Like my mom like passed away. This is all she left me with all my my cassette tapes. And then you find out not only did he do it to his mom, but he did it to millions of other mothers and he's already killed millions of his own brothers or thousands of his brothers and sisters because they weren't powerful like he was. So I think that really gives it more of an emotional turn to that movie because you think, oh, it's just my dad, and then you find out that, oh shit, he has all these skeletons literally under the bed. Like he has them in the whole planet, and then it turns out he's just the whole planet himself. He's just a superpower being. So I think that's why
Time.
that movie is good.
All right. I am defending Hela from Thor Ragnarok. Minute on the clock. We talked a lot about during the stream about how like Tony Stark created his villains, protect that. Thor inherited the sins of his father with Hela. Hela is Thor's sister. She was lied to Odin lied to all of them about it. The scene where she takes down the whole cathedral style painting up top and it shows what really happened are the sins of Odin's past, and Thor has to pay for that because he's the new king. Hela's a great villain because of that, because she really opens Thor's eyes to like, hey, this is what this place really is. You have this fantasy fever dream of what you think Valhalla, not Valhalla, what is Asgard? You have this fantasy fever dream of what you think Asgard is, what it represents, what it stands for. I'm going to show you the blood on which it was built. And it really flips it on Thor and makes him take a look at what he wants to be. Time. So, there is our arguments for the villains. Chat, 1 minute. Volume 2 or Ragnarok? Which one do you think is the better movie? Personally, I am very surprised that Guardians Volume 2 made it this far. I am finding it hard to talk about Guardians Volume 2. I feel like Guardians Volume 2 might be the movie I remember the least of the entire MCU.
That's why I'm like, I just remember all those skeletons, and you're like, oh shit. Well, that's why I was questioning who the real villain is, because you don't find out he's a villain until like the last like 10 minutes, right?
To the very end, like it's the big twist of the movie.
Yeah, so I'm like, is he the villain? Because they were being chased, weren't they? By someone else?
Ravagers were wanting to
Yeah,
get
they
them.
were.
I just remember they get split up, but I don't remember that second story.
Oh,
I don't remember the second side of Guardians. So
yeah, me either.
But thankfully, we don't have to talk about Guardians anymore because 60% to 40% Thor Ragnarok.
Thank you, guys.
Beats out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Bye-bye. Next up, Iron Man versus Homecoming. We're talking about Obadiah Stane and the Vulture. Defending Obadiah Stane is me. So,
nice.
Minute on the clock. Here we go. Obadiah Stane is fundamentally the opposite of everything Tony is. He's not a smart man by any means. Creates his his suit by everybody else. He has a whole team of R&D people. Tony Stark created this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Like that's the line that embodies Obadiah Stane. Do this for me, not I want to do it myself. And whereas Tony got everything handed to him, Obadiah, had to trick and manipulate everybody into the position of power that he eventually comes in. But he's a good villain because he is like I said, the polar opposite of what Tony Stark is by the end of that movie. That was it. That's all I have.
Nice.
Wasn't a minute, but I got it. All right. Go ahead. Michael Keaton, Vulture. 1 minute, go.
So the reason why Michael Keaton is a great Vulture was because he was Batman. He just knows birds inside and out. I'm just kidding. No, he was built because he was thrown down the stairs by fucking Shield because they took him off this big important job that he was supposed to get a lot of money from, and he has a family to feed and everything. So he was like, well, this is my only way. I have to be a villain. So you actually get a humanized version of the character that was like, okay, well, he did this because he had to, not because he wanted to. Like, but of course, later on, he gets money hungry, and then he just keeps selling weapons with all these stuff. So, and then you actually get the part where he's dating his daughter, where Spider-Man's dating his daughter. You get that cool scene in the car, like, I know who you are, and like, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna kill everyone in your life. Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, exactly. Like he holds him down and everything. He's just like,
time.
well, I'm gonna kill. Yep.
Bone chilling. That scene in the car.
Yeah.
Just like you're tense on your seat the whole time. All right, chat. Iron Man or Homecoming? What is the better movie? He just says Michael Keaton is Batman, so not wrong. What's Batman?
That's hard.
This
Even for me,
one.
I'm just like, oof.
We're getting down to like, what is it? Getting down to very hard ones, and I think bracket busters, honestly.
Ugh, don't tell me that.
Don't do this, chat. Don't do it.
Oh, I just saw it.
Don't do this. At 50 and 50.
It's gonna happen.
Somebody come in and make another vote. I know there's more of you watching. I can.
Well, there, yeah, one person. Did you vote?
I voted.
Oof.
Coming through. Another tie. Iron Man and Homecoming. Both going through to the next round.
I feel like we can't do that three-way though for the semifinal, for the final. Well, no, the semifinals,
Why not?
because it's too hard.
They called for it. All right. Last bracket of this round. Winter Soldier versus Endgame. So for Winter Soldier, bad guy would be
Two of them,
Bucky.
right?
Would it be Robert Redford?
I was gonna say Hydra and Bucky.
Yeah. Well, I guess Bucky is included in Hydra. So yeah, Hydra as a whole.
Yeah, Hydra.
So Winter Soldier is Hydra. Endgame is Time Displace Thanos. Let's go. Defending Hydra is Andy.
Okay, cool.
1 minute on the clock. Go.
So, like I said earlier, you find out since the beginning that Hydra has been pulling all the strings. They are creating helicarriers to destroy people who might be superheroes later on, who might be able to take them down later on in life. Not even like for sure this person's going to be a superhero. It's just, oh, this guy's past, like his grandpa used to fight the Nazis. So, oh, they're going to go against us for sure. It's like, what? Hydra's just preparing for like the future of them to take over the world. And it's not even like they have like no like real evidence. Like, of course, they like have Bucky to actually fight someone equally as Captain America because they torture the hell out of Bucky and they made him into the man he is today. And with that metal arm and he catches that shield, still to this day, I look at that scene, I'm just like, oh my gosh. So Hydra has been pulling the strings since the beginning, and they know exactly what they want to do, and they just want to take over the world and kill everyone who might be a threat to them.
Time. All right, Time Displace Thanos. Time Displace Thanos is a badass because he has none of the strings, none of the emotional baggage that later Thanos has. He shows up at the end of Endgame just to wreck shit right from the start. He is not compassionate like old Thanos. He's not a Thanos that has lost his daughter. He is Thanos at his absolute most cutthroat, running through Avengers. When Scarlet Witch is like, "You take everything from me," he's like, "I don't even know who you are. Like, get the hell out of my face." Also, he fires on his own fires on his own army to save himself. He is the most weaselly cutthroat. And mind you, when he fires on his own army, he still thinks he can win this battle. When he just demolishes everybody to save himself. Because that's how confident, badass he is. He just needs him and his sword. He doesn't need the gauntlet, but he's going for it anyways, coming to take it any way possible. That means blowing up the entire Avengers compound, then he'll do it.
Nice.
Time. All right. Endgame, Winter Soldier. I'm very interested in this poll. See how it turns out. Got 1 minute, chat.
Yeah,
Who do you got?
That's good. This is gonna be a good one.
I like this one. And early lead for Winter Soldier.
Wow.
Early lead. Got a little over 30 seconds left. Winter Soldier is literally one of my.
It's so good.
Like, I think in my bracket had it going to the very end, but like for the longest time, Winter Soldier, the pinnacle of Marvel movies.
No, yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's a spy movie, but with superheroes. Like if they would have just if they would have made it, I don't know if they would have made this without superheroes, it would have been great. But it's a great movie.
It's there's just so many twists and turns to it that you're like, What?
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna happen? All right, and we're gushing about it because it comes out 83% to 17%. Winter Soldier
Wow.
on top. Cross out Winter Soldier. Cross out Endgame. Which means Winter Soldier will be going up against Iron Man and Homecoming. But on the other side of the bracket first, we are in the semifinals, guys. Black Panther versus Thor Ragnarok. Boy, is this hard. No one's bracket has been close, honestly. I think, like, I'm going to have to go back and look. So, by the way, if anyone's bracket is close, I'm going to go back and look at the Discord and check. And then I'll give it to you guys after the stream. But, here we go. Black Panther versus Thor Ragnarok.
Is there a challenge for this one?
I don't have a challenge for this. You think of anything?
I feel like we've talked about anything. Anyone else out there? Something you want to...
What do you guys think? Is there any way we can differentiate this round?
Because we talked villains, we shit on the movies.
Yep.
Wow.
Sidekick or... Oh, you know what? Actually, we haven't talked about the main character.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah. Let's talk about the main characters. So, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok. We're defending Black Panther. Andy, you got Black Panther.
Black Panther?
Yep.
Cool.
Minute on the clock. Go ahead.
So you see this kid thrown into being Black Panther because the death of his father. He got killed in Civil War. So he now is the king of Wakanda. I don't know how young he is in this movie, but he's still a kid. I mean, he got thrown into it. He's now powerful because he is the king, and then he takes that serum to become Black Panther. But he also has to protect his kingdom because everybody else is trying to become king of Wakanda. So he also has to prove himself. But then out of nowhere, this guy who claims to be his cousin is like, hey, I'm the rightful king of Wakanda. Like, I should be up there. I need a fighting chance. So we think he's dead, but of course you can't kill a man like Black Panther. So he comes back from the dead. He gets found from icy cold water, and then he comes back just to be like, hey, that's my throne. What did he say? Hey, it's not over. I'm not dead yet. I'm just like, oh shit.
I never yielded.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that one right away, you thought he was dead, but he comes back.
All right. Thor Ragnarok defending Thor. I would argue the frat boy Thor is the obvious next step in Thor's journey at this point. He's lost his mother. He's basically lost his king, lost his family. Turning into an alcoholic is pretty much the only thing Thor can do. But he gets thrown into a planet where there is no alcohol. So what does he do? He fights. He puts up his fists, fights until he finds his friend the Hulk. Thor in Thor Ragnarok, very much trying to find himself. He's just learned all these gigantic lies that his core values have been built on are wrong. He wanted to be like it. He strived to be his father. Thor Ragnarok is Thor realizing that he needs to be his own person because his father wasn't perfect. He didn't do it right. Thor realizes that he's not going to be perfect. He's not going to do it right, but he has to make it on his own, and what he knew in the past isn't going to work. So he's forced to basically pack up his whole civilization, move it, and figure out his own way by the end of the movie.
Nice.
So, what do you guys think is better? Black Panther, Thor, Ragnarok, vote. Chat. Main character should be saved for the final round? Oh, we got something for the final round. I have BP versus Ragnarok. What am I going to vote? Yeah, I'm looking at it like...
I know.
This is hard.
You know, I'm glad they did change Thor, though. But it's true. The only way for him to go is to be the most obnoxious American they could think of because that's all he hangs out with. I mean, someone put in the chat that he plays Fortnite in Endgame?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, the scene where Korg's playing Fortnite and Thor grabs it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
oh
listen,
my gosh.
I will come to your house and find you. The Black Panther album is so good. Dude, I bumped the Black Panther album still. Like,
Yes.
throw on the Black Panther album during workouts. Black Panther album rules. And 80% to 20% Black Panther edging out Thor Ragnarok, which is surprising because a lot of
Nice.
people I know say Thor Ragnarok is the best. New Master 69, that is his name. New Master 69.
New Masters.
All right. Three-way
Ugh.
Iron Man,
No.
Homecoming, Winter Soldier. You guys did it again, but can't do it this time. 3 choices. Let's have
They'll figure out a way.
the chat will figure it out. What is it? Iron Homecoming. These are 3 really different movies too. So,
Yeah.
you feel like we can defend these, or should we just send them to chat?
I mean, I feel like we should just give the positives to everyone and let them vote.
Okay, go for it. You get a minute to give the positives for.
Oh no, like how we did the 2 minutes last time.
Oh, okay.
Like I like that. Yeah.
Go ahead. 2 minutes. Start us off.
I'm gonna go with Winter Soldier still. I mean that movie, it just really changed the movies of Marvel. I mean, it changed the Marvel movies just because you haven't seen that movie. It wasn't. They didn't have to worry about the origin story. They didn't have to worry about introducing like Captain America again or Black Widow because you already knew them. And then just the difference. I don't think there has been another spy movie in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, no, it built so well off of what had come before it, whereas it had the task of switching up the entire Marvel universe with changing Shield, changing Hydra, and everything. And it pulled it off well for a movie like cool runtime. It doesn't feel very long. Brisk by, and it never stops moving. Homecoming, on the other hand, I think is a movie that a lot of people were divisive on because they wanted a Spider-Man movie, got a Spider-Man. Which for me, I loved. Like seeing Tony Stark be like, one of my favorite parts of Endgame is that Tony Stark gets that happy ending. Bad. You get that in Homecoming too. Like he has someone he wants to protect.
Yeah, and you can't. I mean, you can't bag on Iron Man. It's the first one. It's what started everything.
Yeah.
Without
if Iron Man failed, none of this happens.
It's done. Yeah, exactly.
Iron Man fundamentally changed cinema.
Completely.
Everything on. Everybody wanted.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted a franchise after that. Everybody wanted a universe, and so many have tried. DC, Universal tried with their dark universe that like didn't even get off the ground. Thanks, Tom Cruise.
I'm done. I'm done.
But like,
I gotta go.
The Avengers Initiative, just saying those words, like changed foundation of cinema to its very core. So like, it can't even be understated what a big movie.
Yeah, of course. And then Homecoming, it just shows, like you said, Iron Man in a different light too. It shows him in that father figure.
Yeah. All right, chat. You got 3 choices: Iron Man, Homecoming, and Winter Soldier. What do you got? Because it is not gonna be a 3-way tie again. It's not gonna be a 3-way tie. Only one of these movies gets to move on to the finals and take on Black Panther.
Oh, in the finals too?
In the finals. It's very surprising to me that Endgame and Infinity War did not make it to Endgame or Infinity.
I know.
I thought those movies like had a really strong chance. But they got a tie.
I did too.
So they both got out of the first round, so we weren't wrong.
But Winter Soldier's been beating them out.
Winter Soldier is beating out everything right now.
Yep.
Ah.
Wow. This is
All right,
gonna be a good
guys.
final round.
Final round. You guys voted 100% for Winter Soldier. Iron Man is gone. Homecoming is gone. We're down to the nitty gritty. The last 2, Black Panther versus Winter Soldier. One of these movies will be the MCU movie. Andy, you ready to defend Winter Soldier and Black Panther?
Wait, so we're defending both?
We're defending both.
Fuck.
Give me
Okay.
all of it. Give me your final words on Black Panther. Ready?
Are we gonna go back and forth, or is
Yeah,
it
we'll
just
go
gonna
back
be
and forth.
me and
You'll do
then
Black
you
Panther. I'll
get?
do Black Panther. You'll do
Okay.
Winter Soldier. I'll do Winter.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Tell me why Black Panther is the best Marvel. Go.
So I just think this changed the culture, especially with all the African culture and everything like that. It just brought a light to all that, and then it just with everything like that this movie did, and then for Chadwick Boseman too, I just love that. And then it didn't shy away from taking away from an all black cast as well, which I feel like a lot of people were worried about. And I think that's just it just changed the culture of Marvel Universe as did well. Totally wrong, but yeah, they did a good job.
It.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait. Oh shit! I thought you were gonna go back and forth.
No, no, no. You get a minute. I get a
Oh,
minute.
oh yeah, but yeah, like, just all the characters. I mean, they just all did great. Michael B. Jordan, I just feel like will be a villain that you'll always forget, and I hate that they killed him off because I would love to see him just in future Marvel movies as like if all the villains teamed up, he would be right there, right by the side. And I feel like just Black Panther is gonna be remembered for a very long time.
Right. For me, like Andy said, Black Panther changed everything. I think that Black Panther, we had mentioned before that there's no other spy movie in Marvel. I think Black Panther throws in a little bit of James Bond, which I love. Like there's that scene where they're at the casino. Black Panther basically goes undercover. He's this super tech guy. Shuri is basically his tech provider. Like it's super James Bond, and then it like also takes it back to that African culture, and it's insane. Black Panther also doesn't shy away from its supporting cast as much as the rest of the Marvel movies. I can look at Black Panther, I can pinpoint my favorite thing about every single one of those characters. All of them were given time. From Everett Ross, to Shuri, to Okoye. A fantastic cast across the board, and they all have something to do the entire time. I love that they killed Michael B. Jordan because I love that they took that risk. They knew what they had, and they said, hey, damn. All
I
right.
know. I was like,
Defending the Winter Soldier. Andy, go.
so we just keep going back to this movie because it's like it was such a change to every other Marvel movie. You got a movie that wasn't just all action. You got a movie with a great story. You got a movie with you saw the change in Bucky with being like he's like Bucky, he's like who's Bucky? And then they just start fighting. Like you see where he leads them to where at the end of the movie you actually see him change into saving Captain America and he's like I don't know why I saved him, but I saved him for a reason. So you see the conflict of Captain America not wanting to kill him and not fighting him at the end. You get that whole like I'm not gonna hit you, like I'm not gonna hit you, and then he's just getting the crap beat out of him, and then he's just like I'm not gonna hit you, like I'm done, like you're my friend, like I'm not gonna do this. And I just thought that was so heart wrenching because you see him like getting his ass beat, but he's still there. I mean, he's there for his friend. So there's not only a spy movie, but it's also a friendship movie that things he won't never give up for his friends and he'll just keep going. So I
Ah.
just thought, ah,
The Winter Soldier is a very, very personal movie. It takes this star spangled poster boy that you know as Captain America. It's basically Marvel's Superman. Captain America can do nothing wrong, the do gooder. And it shows you, like, no, this is a human being. And it makes the conflict very much in Captain America's mind and his heart. He wants to represent America. Great. But also, America's telling him to do bad shit right now. America is like sort of the enemy in this movie. That
mhm.
he's not following orders anymore. And that shakes him to his core because that's all he's wanted to do his whole life is follow orders. His best friend, his morals become far more important to him. And that makes Captain America such a human character for the rest of the MCU. Forget changing the status quo. It changed Steve Rogers as a whole because he decides like,
Oof.
all right, chat, this is it. we're down to it. Tell me, tell Andy, tell the world what the best Marvel movie. Poll is up. Got 1 minute to go.
We've been here 2 hours for this.
I know. I'm sorry. I thought it was gonna go way sooner.
Big finale. No, it's fine. No, it's good. Like,
thank you so much to everyone that's been here for. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You guys are fantastic.
Winter Soldier wins because the power of friendship.
Black Panther has friendship and has family. Has family.
That's true. The family.
Guys, this.
Can you imagine an Avengers Fast and the Furious crossover?
Hey, Fast and
That'd be
Furious
great.
20. Pitch it.
It's true. It's coming.
Oh, this is turning out different than I expected.
Wow.
But I'm very happy with it.
That's
Guys,
crazy.
Voting has like 5 more seconds, but we can call it now. The Winter Soldier beats out Black Panther.
Wow. That's really good.
100% of the votes went to Winter Soldier. But Black Panther gave up a good fight. There it is. The finale. The MCU Movie Madness. The best movie in Marvel. I'm so happy right now because I love the Winter Soldier.
It's so good.
Guys, you picked it. I'm going to go back and check in the Discord after this if anybody got a perfect bracket. I would be surprised if they did because this was insane. Andy, any upsets?
I thought, like you said earlier, Endgame and Infinity War would have been top 2, top 3, but it got down pretty there. It got down to the end. Like, wow, I did not think Winter Soldier, and it's such a great movie.
Guys, you guys pushed Iron Man 2 through to the second round, and that is my upset of this entire thing.
You're never gonna let this go, huh?
I'm not. But thank you so much, everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up, Andy. Where can everybody find you? Because you do a lot of stuff.
I mean, like I said, pitch this with Geek Elite Media. I do YouTube videos. I try to do skits as much as I can. It's just my name, Andy Canchola. I've been commenting on there too. I Twitch sometimes. I play Call of Duty and Fall Guys on PlayStation 4. So go check me out. I'll put my name down there again. So thanks. Thanks for having me.
Guys, if you're here, you probably follow me on stuff. But if not, Nightbot just put it in chat where you can find me on all social media. We've got YouTube videos every Tuesday and Thursday. This morning's YouTube video was about the PlayStation 5 conference and what that meant and what they didn't tell you because they left out a lot of stuff that they announced later. So if you want to get caught up on that, go check it out, youtube.com/Achilles. Thank you for showing up, everybody in the chat. I love you guys. And we also have Fua in the chat. So if you haven't subscribed or anything, now would be a great time. We can hear that notification one more time. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Andy, for showing up, for hanging out with me for 2 hours.
Yeah, it was fun. It was lots of
fun. Yeah, everybody go watch Winter Soldier now.
Yes, for sure. Go do that.
Have a good night, guys. I'll see you next time.